Hi, I'm John and welcome back to my Lair of Action Figures. So we're getting two videos today for the followers of the channel. While I was making the video for the new Hot Toy figure, Hasbro decided to launch the promo pictures for the Snow Cat. Personally, I think this is a bit late, launching this kind of pictures. For now, I think these should have been done ages ago. Of course, we're going to be going through it, and I'm going to give you my thoughts about it. Now, of course, you know I already gave my review about this part here. I think this is a bit stupid because in real life, there's no way that they would be passing over here. This is something taken out of Pimp My Ride. Of course, we're looking at the design of the vehicle. I mean, when I'm looking at it, it looks pretty nice, but I still feel that it still feels cheap. Over here, you can see that the way it's I have the impression there's missing texture, something. This looks plain, like if you're cutting this Tamiya plastic cards. I guess anybody who does model kits or does some kit bashing in 1/6 scale or in the other scale knows about this plastic card. So I find this really interesting that it looks like this. So I would have liked to see a bit more texture. This doesn't feel neatly finished when I'm looking at this part over here, and it feels assembled. So this must be still the prototype that they were talking about. So this must be not the finished product. So again, these promo pictures should have been taken way before it happened, because I mean we are 7 days away from it, and the backers for the 8,000 haven't happened yet. Okay, this is a picture. They wanted to do something. Let's be realistic over here. This not happening. If you fire this stuff, this is going to be at the beginning. Then afterwards, it's going to disappear. You don't see a fighter jet taking off and this flame is coming out of it. If it is, you might want to start rowing and go and hide because there's a malfunction somewhere. Here's some more pictures of it. And yeah, I think this part here feels missing some texture, missing something. It just looks like it's been put there. It's too neat to be, yeah. It disturbs me a little bit, this part over here, but it's nice to see our Frostbite. So Frostbite, for me, like I said, I would have preferred that without the cap and also without the headphones, the possibility to have this head sculpt without it. That would be pretty nice, but the figure itself looks pretty amazing, and I hope it's going to get funded. Now over here we have a cool picture of everything launching. Now there's something I didn't think about when I was doing the original review, is as you can see we only have one flame coming out. So maybe you'd be able to take it, but it would have been cool to have 3 or maybe 4, so that you can give the impression that you have the missiles over here. You have the first one launching who's a bit further, this one who's coming out, and this one who's popping out. So it gives the impression that the 4 missiles are going. This would have been something of pretty fantastic to do with this set. So again, having this kind of missile going away, like I said, this would not be so much there if it would be the real life firing of a missile. Now over here we have the dismantling of the rocket, and it's posed as an extra set missile defense. Now the problem is this: how in real life would you be removing this from the Snow Cat? This is the big problem. There's no way that 2 or 3 guys would be able to pick this up and put it over there. You would need a crane due to the weight of all of this. So this is something, I understand what they were trying to do, troop transport. But yeah, this is something that is not working. It is nice to see all the gear out like this, but yeah, something's off for me on this thing. Now, finally, a cool picture that I really like. I like the idea. Only 2 tools, seems a bit short on this, but yeah, why not? Oh god, this is bad. So where do I start with this? Now, if I'm looking at the boxes over here, they look pretty neat. Even this part looks a lot more well finished than on the other pictures, but this part here looks super cheap. I mean, this looks like somebody glued some plastic card like I was talking about, and you can see some scratch marks and all of this, and this looks plain. I mean, no, no, this is not working at all for me. For something you're charging $325, this looks like some cheap stuff who has done, I'm saying cheap stuff, but this looks like something somebody could have 3D printed, and yeah, this doesn't look good at all. Yep, the front part of the vehicle does look pretty cool. Anyway, I wanted to talk about something when I was saying about the numbers, because we're currently at 7,861 and there's only 7 days left, and it did not hit the 8,000 threshold. Now it hasn't even, so this is the problem, and we only have 7 days, and I don't know where they will be getting the 7,000 to unlock all the other tiers. So this is something that is starting to worry, and a lot of people are saying, well, 325 for all the tiers and the figures, I'm in, but if not, I'm out. So yeah, that's going to be a huge problem. Over here we have a nice front picture of the vehicle, and over here we have something that looks pretty nice. It's all of the detail in here, and when I'm looking at this, yeah, not really working at all. This part here does not look good. I can understand here you will not have, but I mean, the details over here and over here, it looks super cheap. So front of the thing, oh, okay, so that's how the tow cable works. Yeah, that's pretty ingenious, really like it. The front part, top notch. I would give that a 10 out of 10 easily. I like the little logo from the Snow Cat over there. Oh, and here we have all the stuff that we're not going to be getting except of a miracle. Now, talking about miracles, I've been having a few chats with some people who are trying to tell other users or other collectors out there that there's going to be magical numbers coming in from Europe and from other places, and what you have on the website is only what there's for the US. That is total BS. Now, I went into some conversations. When I proved the people wrong, they just blocked me, which is kind of insane. If you're trying to have a conversation and you're trying to stop spreading fake news or fake hope, I think this is something who needs to be done. Normally, I don't want to do it, but when you're trying to bait people, trying to make them believe it's going to happen, in the last day, there's going to be a fully funded thing. Would I like it to happen? Yes. Is it feasible in life? No. And the explanations behind it are completely insane. So, for the people who don't know, Hasbro Pulse has different departments around the world. So you have one for North America, who takes care of that would be Canada and the United States. Then you have the one for UK, because UK is not in the European Union and it does the UK. And then we have Hasbro Pulse Europe. Now, Hasbro Pulse Europe is comprised of 27 countries, including Ireland. Ireland is part of the EU, so it's in it. Now, after that, we had Asia. So we had Singapore, Hong Kong, Malaysia. So all of those Hasbro Pulse have been closed. And I don't see anybody really talking about it. I've asked some fellow YouTubers about where they will be getting their HasLab. Is there somebody doing it? Because that's also something who's been spread around. And now just think about it on the logistic part of it. If I'm working with Hasbro and I have to sell the Snow Cat, do you think I'm not going to be asking for some money to be cashing in those people, getting all those pre-orders in? All of that is work. So I'm going to be asking a minimum of $50, if I'm a distributor, I'm going to be asking a minimum of $50 per vehicle for my work. Now, if this is the case, this means we're already paying way too much money for this vehicle, and it should be brought down. Because if Hasbro can permit itself to give a wholesale price to somebody for selling the vehicles for them, their partners, you need to pay them, and this is where I have a doubt about it. And like I said, under $50, I don't think there's going to be many people who are going to be going around, going through all the hassle of creating a website or having a website for these things to go up in pre-order and not winning a single cent on it. That's not how business works. and you can have partners, there's business. So that's a whole lot of BS. And I would be kind of curious to know what were the numbers before Hasbro decided to close Hasbro Pulse Asia, because that would be something that is going to be dramatic. Now, again, I don't have any proof about what I'm talking right now, but if you really think about it, it would not make sense for a partner to be giving some wholesale prices. And on top of it, if those people are giving wholesales and they're going to be giving it to shops to be able to get the pre-orders, that means two people are going to be winning money. So at the end of the day, that thing is not sold anymore for $3.25, but if it is sold $3.25 at the shop needs to make some money, the distributor needs to make some money. So there's a lot of money there who should have been put as cheaper, so it doesn't seem plausible. I could be wrong on that one, but on the other one where I know that the numbers that you have on Hasbro Pulse website or on Haslab's website do include United States and Canada, UK, and the 27 countries of Europe. Anyway, let's continue talking about this vehicle. So, of course, sadly, this is something that we're not going to be seeing, like I said, except of a miracle. But I like the idea of the storage, and I understand the fact of doing it. But I would have maybe made this a bit so you could slide the stuff in and keep the rocket launcher on top and slide the goods in over there. Of course, here we have a close-up, a Flint. Putting patch on, it's a kind of an interesting idea, but then this means all the people who would be geared up for the Snow Cat would be over here, and it's a nice add-on, but I think it's something that was a bit of a shame, because I guess all the other Winter Soldiers who will be coming out from Hasbro will not have this patch if this thing goes fully funded. So yeah, nice idea. This patch would have loved to have it as an extra in a 1:1 scale. Here we have some more of these tiers that we're maybe not going to be seen. And personally, like I said, for me, what sold me the Snow Cat, I do like it, but was the Biwak. And all of this is not going to be included, and this is going to make maybe some people back up. So the numbers could even go down if the people don't see the tiers unlock. So of course it's nice seeing one male and one female body. So if you want to do some kit bashing and you want to transform the figures and use maybe Scarlet or some other kind of figure, same thing goes for Flint. If you want to make it, you could use it, but again, if the funds are not there and they don't go up to the tiers and don't unlock, this doesn't make any sense. So continuing with the Biwak, as you can see, I really love this. I would really hope that Hasbro would decide to pull this one off as a regular set, because I really like the idea. So of course, we have him doing some snowboarding, because we all know that in the military you have time to go do snowboarding. It's a cool picture, but I don't think he's going to be flying around like this and doing all this kind of stuff, but it's a cool picture. Over here we have the second head sculpt, where you can see the headphones are off. And of course, this is the cap that I would like to see come off. You have a bit of a smile. He did have the original figure from 1985, did have it. Now over here, I believe Hasbro could have put a piece of string and a piece of plastic to make it look hanging better. Again, this is something that you can kit bash pretty easily if you want to. But again, seeing these things who are not going to be included does make it wonder if it's really worth the $325. Now, here we have the interior of the Snow Cat. Now, it looks like the light is on, but compared to the power of the light that was shining, I'm wondering if it's not dimmed down, or there's a possibility, like with the His tank or with the Dragonfly, that there's maybe different luminosity in the cockpit. It would make pretty much sense. But yeah, I do like it. I still cannot get my head around the two commands over here. One, I believe, would be enough with all the electronics and all the other stuff. Yeah, I don't understand why they wanted to do it in this way. Now it's another picture of the cockpit. Yeah, it looks nice, and I'm wondering if you can remove it or not. It would be curious. I'll be curious to see that. Now, yeah, more pictures. Yeah, Kind of hoping it's going to go there and be funded. Yeah, now this is a picture that we should have seen from the beginning, because with all the lights on and everything like this looks amazing. But again, Hasbro, you're late to the party. This should have been done 15 days or 20 days in. Like I said, this looks to be still the prototype that you have. You could have done those pictures. I understand that there was San Diego Comic-Con, but that doesn't mean you cannot be taking pictures and doing that. This is a one-day work. Of course, more light. Yes, this looks amazing like this. This might have, for the people who are on the fence, who didn't want to back it up, this might push the sales for it. It's really a shame that you didn't do it. And here we have, of course, the back open over here. This is what I was saying. I don't mind if this would stay on in this way and that you would have more room to shove your gear in here. This would make more sense. And the fact that there's not much detailing, the fact of having the rocket launcher over here, kind of diminishes the feeling of cheap of this part over here. So, of course, here we have it closed. This is pretty interesting that you have the rack over here to put the figures, like on the original one. Those are pretty neat. Again, when we're talking about it, they better have good communication with the guy in front, because if Frostbite decides to shoot the missiles straight, anybody who's behind there is dead. But yeah, I must say I do like the pictures. Some of them look pretty good. Some of them are a bit scary because it makes it feel cheap. But overall, I'm kind of hoping that we will get it, and I hope by some kind of miracle the other 3 tiers will unlock, but for now I have huge doubts about it. Anyway, that's going to be it for my thoughts on the promo pictures that Hasbro has released for the Snow Cat. If you like this kind of video, please leave a like, share, comment in the section. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. You can go and check out my Facebook page, Instagram page for extra pictures. Until then, I hope you have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye!